It's not Sunday, but here I am, entertaining you people. What's up, guys? It's awesome to see you. Special edition of Yakin with Yukon. And there's not many people in this world that I'll do it for, but this guy I will do it for. So, Art G is our guest today. Very excited to talk with Art, get to know him a little bit better. Um, Guys, for all you in the chat, what's up? Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. There's a lot of live streams going on tonight. I know Wednesday night's a big night. That's why I always stayed away from it, but we'll see how it goes. So let's welcome everybody in the chat. Michael Cherry, what's up, my man? How's that Yukon Walmart treating you, buddy? And Rolando, what's up, buddy? How you doing? All right, guys. So yeah, special guest tonight on this special edition of Yakin with Yukon is RG. Art is a seasoned veteran. He's been in YouTube quite some time. And we're just going to kind of talk to him, get to know him a little bit better, and kind of go from there. He also has a couple of things I think he wanted to show us that he's gotten recently. So that'll be cool too. So looking forward to that. All right. Well, enough talk. Let's go ahead and do the intro, and we'll bring in the guest of honor. What's up, Art? How you doing, man?
What's up, Phil? How are you?
I'm
doing well.
Good, doing good. How you doing today?
It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
Weekdays are crazy just because I only work on the weekends. So
gotcha.
I'm really take care of the house, run all the errands, then pick up the kids from school, take them to their activities. I do all of that. And then I try to find time to do toy
hunts. Yeah, right.
Crazy.
So you're playing the stay-at-home dad role. That's a fun role. I did that for about a year and a half. That's a fun role, man.
Definitely ever since well, even before the pandemic, I was working from home for 2 years, and I have stayed home since then.
Nice.
So I love it. So I work on the weekends at home. So
gotcha. So you're definitely around. You're always around. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
I always have time for a toy hunt.
Yeah. So to get things started, you and I were talking about stage. You said you had a couple of things you might want to show us. So why don't we do that first, and then we'll get to some questions that I got for you.
So I kind of showed this off on my live stream this past Monday because I just fell into a new line that
you hate it when that happens.
I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it because it's not my scale. That's one. Well, I dabble in this scale, and I just decided, you know what? Let me try it because it's been out for about 2 years now, and the value of it kind of dropped. It could increase again based upon newer figures that have been announced and going to be released soon.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? It's cheap. I like really cheap. I paid really cheap price for it. But here it is. This is the Mondo. 1/6 scale X-Men animated series Wolverine.
Nice.
This was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Very cool.
So there is.
Oh, I love the presentation. That's awesome. Very
cool. The presentation is unbelievable. They do have a regular edition, and that's running around like $200 now.
Okay.
But for some reason, this guy kind of just dropped immensely. But I'm going to open them as much as I don't want to. I'm going to open them because if you've seen, like, Jubilee has been announced and will be released by fall, and Magneto is just around the corner. So I might be jumping in kind of head first, but I don't know. But that's the one guy. And because I love soft goods on my figures, and I had to try out this custom figure that was under pre-order. You could pre-order through this I guess you could call it like an Asian website because it's vctoysbox.com.
Okay.
And they have a lot of great stuff, a lot of independent makers, a lot of independent people that make their stuff. And last year they had this guy, Aton Customs, had set for pre-order Mr. Knight, so Moon Knight character. And this is the Moon Knight character.
Very nice.
Which the tailoring on this suit is absolutely amazing.
That looks awesome.
And it came with a Khonshu head.
Oh, cool.
That you can alternate and put a different one in there. It's unbelievable. The articulation on this is incredible. And with the use of a magnet, they gave you a magnet. You can
Oh, wow. Nice.
pop the lights on right there.
That is impressive.
That's
Very
very
impressive.
impressive.
Very impressive.
Who would have
Wow.
thought?
I mean, I've never seen anything like that. That kind of reminds me. Have you seen the Flicks Joker? It's kind of the same
Exactly. Yeah.
tailoring and that sort of thing. So
So
very cool. Yeah.
same idea. That you can find that type of figure
Mhm.
on that website. So that's for
Nice.
something like this. So Felix, Muff Toys, all those guys. They'll
Very
be
cool.
on there. And this guy, unbelievable. So cool.
And the soft goods don't hinder the articulation or anything. It's still
Not at
really
all. I mean,
fluid
this
and
guy's got butterfly joints, and I can just
oh wow.
bring it all the way back, even with the pants
That's very
going on.
impressive.
You can take the jacket off. He looks great without the jacket.
Hmm.
Yep.
Very impressive.
It's beautiful. It's
Yes.
beautiful. I love it.
That's a good looking figure, man. Very, very nice. Very nice.
Almost
So
glad I didn't buy the Marvel Legends version. So
yeah, I mean, that puts it to shame completely.
completely,
That's not even
completely.
you can't even compare the 2, you know? It's
Yep.
like with that Flicks Joker, you look at that compared to, like, say, McFarlane's gonna release a Joker here, pre-orders go up tomorrow, and, I mean, it's night and day. If you're willing to pay the $110, I mean, why not, you know? But you gotta be willing to pay the $110 for a
Yeah.
6-inch scale. So
Yeah.
that can be tough,
Exactly.
man, you know?
Exactly.
G-Force, what's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. All right, Art. So I got some questions for you, man.
Okay.
First question is, when did you start collecting? And if you stopped,
Ooh.
what got you back into collecting?
Cool. Okay. So as a kid, what I would have to say around the time of GI Joes and Playmates Ninja Turtles. Those were my bread and butter. I would always buy them nonstop. My the reminiscing of $3 and $4 action
Oh
figures
yeah,
back
those were the
then.
days. Yeah.
Um, Going to KB toy stores and Kitty
Mhm.
City and Toys R Us and whatever. That so around that age, I was buying those toys. So in the 90s, I'd say I was probably like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Mhm.
And the Toy Biz, 5-inch X-Men figures, the
Right,
classic
right.
ones.
Yep.
So that was everything to me. And I was a huge stickler on taking care of my toys as a kid. So everything was on card back,
Yeah.
right, our what we call now retro or vintage style. So I always open my figures like this, right? Cut along the edge and
Oh,
pull
you
the
kept
figure
the
out.
whole card intact and everything,
Oh
huh?
yeah, yeah.
Nice,
Because
nice.
my dad, out of nowhere, he came home with this slat wall and peg hooks. And he's like, here you go, do what you want with it. And I put it up on my bedroom wall. And every turtle figure I had, because every time I was done playing with my toys, this is how crazy I was. I put them all back into the plastic tray and slid it right back into the card back.
Wow.
And I hung it on my wall so that when
So,
I was ready to play with it again, it says if I'm opening up a toy all over again.
so you didn't need a toy box or anything. You just threw them back
No,
in the card
nope.
and
God
you're good
forbid
to
if I
go.
lost an accessory. Jesus.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's funny that you say that because, with most toy collectors now, it's either they did something like that or they beat the hell out of them. And they were
Yeah.
just scuffed up and they were just,
Yep.
I remember setting G.I. Joes on fire when I was a kid. So,
Well,
and Masters of the Universe and that thing. So,
yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean,
used to kit bash GI Joe figure when I figured out how I can unscrew the back of it and then
oh, yeah, you can totally do
take the
that. Yep.
O-ring off, and you'd be
Mhm.
like, "Oh my god, I can build a whole new figure if I wanted to."
That's impressive, man, that you're kit bashing stuff at like
Yeah,
5,
right.
6, 7, 8 years old. That's
Yep.
impressive. Very
But
impressive.
I did stop, of course, when I got to high school.
Mhm.
Um, Girls came into my life, so
Right. Right. Yeah.
I
It's
was
like
like,
no room for action
it's all
figures.
cool. I just put them all away. They were all just sitting in a box, whatnot. But I jumped back in when when Funimation did Toonami with that whole afternoon 2-hour block of anime of Gundam
Mhm. Right.
and Dragon Ball, everything like that. Case Closed. Those are all the original stuff. Trigun.
Yeah.
So anime kind of ruled my life during that time. And when I got into college, it continued, and I started buying stuff like anime figures, like when McFarlane did their line of anime figures, as well as I don't remember. There was so many different companies. Like I would go to like the FYE or Suncoast Video
Yep.
or Sam
Yep.
Goody, and
Yep.
they had all the anime VHS tapes, but they also had figures. They had like Gashapon mystery box figures. They had all kinds of stuff that no one ever knew about, and no one ever bought it except like me. And I would collect that stuff.
Yeah.
Gundam model kits, I would do that as well. And so that after that point, it kind of stayed that way, and I kind of just stuck with anime until I want to say like 2016, 2017. I'm walking through Target and I'm looking and I'm like, what are these Marvel figures? Because they're the Marvel Legends. And I saw, of course, one of my favorite characters right on the peg, which was my very first Marvel Legend that I picked up, was Rogue from the Juggernaut wave,
Mm-hmm.
which I knew she was probably one of the more difficult ones to find if you were to go look for her. But there she was. She was just standing there, or hanging there on a peg hook. I'm like, this Rogue looks incredible. Because the last Rogue I ever had was that 5-inch version, which
Right.
looks like
Yeah.
hell,
The kid's toy. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
kid's toy.
Yeah.
So when I got it, I was like, there's so much articulation in it. The sculpt is amazing. And then I was like, what the hell is this leg? There's the Juggernaut bath piece
Build a
in there.
figure.
And
Yep.
then I looked
Yep.
on the back and I'm like, oh my God, you can build a figure. Blew my mind. Had no idea this is a thing. And then it started to snowball because Marvel Legends is like my number one. That is my number one toy line that I will go to.
Right.
I am branching out a lot, but it's so since 2016, 17 is when I really started to hit it hard with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I've been collecting for a while.
Nice. Nice. So Marvel Legends is your yeah, that's your jam. That's what you're the most into. How many Marvel Legends do you think you have right now?
Ooh, I don't know. Because I have allowed my collection to fund my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hype drops down after a while,
Oh yeah,
and then you kind
absolutely.
of just be like, I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna sell it, and then I it starts cycling itself out. But if I were if I kept all my Marvel Legends, I'd have every Marvel Legend since 2016.
That's a lot.
But most of it, I'd say I've never gotten rid of any X-Men figure.
Okay, that's a
Any.
lot in itself. Yeah.
Yep. Any Spider-Man figure, and of course all the villains that go with it.
Right.
Um, but yeah, let's give or take 500 or so
Okay.
on
That
Marvel Legends.
good size collection. Very good size
Um,
collection.
now it's GI Joe, and I got rid of practically all my Black Series except for like maybe 6 of them.
That's something I hear from almost everybody I had on the show.
Yeah,
Is that everybody's getting rid of Black Series.
I'm
Yeah.
so disappointed with that line.
I agree with you, especially well, and like you said, so you're really into GI Joe. You look at GI Joe, and you look at so I opened Sergeant Stalker today. He's
Okay.
got like no less than like 8 or 9 accessories, and then
Oh
you
yeah.
open like a Black Series, I got one. It's like no wonder people are
Right.
dumping the Black Series to get these other things. You know, it's crazy. It's
Yep.
absolutely crazy.
It's
So
that's like 2 different companies, yet they're
it is.
both under
It
the
is.
same umbrella. Like, how do you have this type of articulation as well as limited accessories, but to none, and as well as you're pricing them out as deluxe when they're not?
Right.
It drives me insane. And I got fed up when I opened what was it? One of the army builders, one of the Mandalorian army builders. I can't remember now because I don't care anymore. Where the trigger finger didn't even reach the trigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how
Oh,
are
yeah.
you going to make a weapon like that? Where I was like,
The
you
Death
know
Watch
what?
Mando. Death Watch Mando's
Yeah,
like that.
Death Watchman. No,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I was like, this is stupid. Like, and everything just snowballed from there. I was like, I can't do it anymore.
I totally get it.
I
Yeah.
just kept a couple that I enjoyed, and there you go.
Yeah. It's sad what they've done to that line because that line had a lot of potential, but it's just really sad what they're doing to
Yep.
Let me welcome a couple other people that have showed up. Gary's Grails. Gary, you're just getting a taste of what's coming to you on Sunday, buddy. So welcome.
What's up, Gary?
And General Kenobi's Bunker, who has a live stream right after this. So when you're done watching this, go watch the High Ground with General Kenobi. So thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. All right. So we kind of know where your collection started and stuff. What made you decide to do YouTube to go along with your collection?
Um, First it started with my kids because my channel was a different channel technically.
Okay.
My channel started out as family toy hunts because it was just me and my little toddlers at the time. Then they were just like 3 or 4 years old, and so we would go out, and my daughter would buy Shopkin toys, and my son would buy Roblox toys.
Nice.
And me, I would just, if I can find anything for myself, I would do so. And so we would just do our little toy hunts here and there, and then at the end we just present what we bought, and that's what it was. And then my daughter, sometimes she did her blind box openings and things like that. um but it was, because of what it was hard to differentiate to the audience. Is this like an adult collector's
Yeah.
channel, or is this a little kids channel? Because I would just have my stuff mixed in with their stuff, and they're just like, I don't get it. What's going on here?
Right.
Um, but then of course there was other negativity in comments and all that stuff. Like, why?
Oh
What's
yeah.
the big deal? I was like,
Mhm.
you know, I'm financially sound where my kids can get what they want to get, and we can enjoy this. And yet these comments are telling me like you're a bad father. And I was like, what the hell is this going on? Like, why? What do you care?
Right.
What's the
Right.
big deal?
It's
It's not
your
you.
channel. It's your life. You
Exactly.
can put on there what you want to
It's
put on there.
and
Right.
it's my money. I'm like,
Right. Right.
who are you to tell me if I what I can and cannot buy or anything like that? So I kind of ended that, and then I just realized, because of everything that was happening at YouTube at the time. I don't know if you were aware of this, where it was the whole COPPA laws going
Yep.
on,
Yep.
and I was like, yeah, it was a good idea that I stopped when I did, because God forbid if I got any strikes on my channel,
Right.
that it was. But once I started doing my thing, it started snowballing. It was everything. Now I was jumping into a community where I was like, I felt more accepted, and
Mhm.
I enjoyed, because it's weird because I don't have any friends that do this stuff. I'm on my own island where I live.
Right.
I can There's no one I can share this to. My wife just looks at it as like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
Um,
Like most wives, right?
right. And when I got into the community, it was like, oh my God, all these people are just like me. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let me post a picture on Facebook and see what happens. And then just this outpouring of, wow, that's awesome, really cool. That I was like, okay, I feel I feel accepted. It's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to believe you post something or you do promos or what you like an hour later you got 100 likes and it's like wow, it's amazing
Right.
what this community does and what this community is about. The support, I know you felt it, I felt it. Very, very supportive community, which is awesome. Bro, the
Sure.
best part of it to in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta be mindful. That's
Mhm.
all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep. That's it.
Definitely gotta be mindful. Yep. Okay. So what are your ultimate goals for YouTube? Do you have any? Or are you just kind of, whatever happens with your channel happens? You've got a lot of subs. You're doing great, man. Congratulations on hitting 4K just a couple months ago. So
Yeah.
yeah. So what are your aspirations for your channel?
Uh, I just love seeing it grow.
Mhm.
Um, if it gets larger and larger, that's awesome. I would love to see it, move into like just meeting more people that's kind of outside of the community realm. Because I've met so many other people, like the Marvel Legends team, or
Yeah.
some of the NECA team, and other independent toy makers too, and marketing directors and things like that. That's who I like to meet, because I love learning the behind the scenes. I love learning all that stuff. I mean, hell, I go to conventions, not necessarily as a fan, but I love to work at the conventions. Like,
Right.
I'll be a volunteer and I'll help out and learn the ins and outs of what goes on, and just meeting certain people. I love to have my channel kind of grow into those connections. because this channel has gotten me connections that I've never thought I'd have the opportunity to speak to certain people. And it's great. Oh, and I love the fact that, you know, these people, again, are just like me.
Yeah.
They love this hobby. They love this this whole idea of collecting and the fan service of everything that's behind me. It's crazy. If it can grow higher and higher, that's awesome. I know realistically I could see maybe 10,000 at some point in the future, but I don't really see anything further than that unless I do something really drastic that tells me that I'm going into like the toy business, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
You
Sure.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's so many new ones coming up more and more and more.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get lost in the shuffle, because I remember when this whole thing's first started, you had like three. You had like what? You had maybe a handful. You had Pixel Dan, you had Shartimus, you had Cincy Nerd, you had all these
Sure.
big guys. And
Yeah.
then ever since the pandemic, it's just kind of exploded. And you
It
see more and
has.
more and more. And it's like
It
there's so many
has.
options now.
I'm surprised how much it has exploded. And it's funny because even with the pandemic, because I had been doing it before then, um, my channel was just steady. It was just kind of like, okay, this is
Mhm.
he's here, he's there, he's there. Then all the new guys start popping up, and it was like, wow, look at their progress, and I'm proud of their progress. Like they just skyrocketed and doing so many things, and maybe it's because I lacked the time to do anything
Well,
further
yeah.
than what I have to do,
Yeah, it's
but
true. Yep.
that's quite all right. I enjoy um, other people's channels just like anyone else. It's
Absolutely.
always fun to support where you can.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, cool. So tell us about some of the positive things. Obviously, you've talked about that, but the positive things and also some of the negative things. You did touch on that when you first started with your
Oh yeah.
daughters, but is there anything else that's kind of gotten you close to saying, okay, I don't really need this anymore? And then you kind of had to talk yourself off a ledge or anything like that?
No, no, I
That's good.
haven't. I think
That's
it
good.
was more so if I would call it negative, I would probably just say I just didn't have motivation to possibly upload anything just because I knew how much time it would take to do so.
Right.
Um that's I think that's the only thing that would stop me is just because I'm not motivated anymore. I don't think I would just be like, I'm done. I would feel like I would slow down more so than really complete anything.
Right. Okay, cool. Let me welcome a couple more people that showed up here. LeBron Fett, what's up, buddy? Good to have
Hey,
you here.
LeBron.
And Legacy of Nerd. Guys, like I said before, go check out General Kenobi's bunker on the high ground. His special guest is Legacy of Nerd right after the show. So make sure you guys are tuning into that as well. All right. So let's go back into your collection. I think I know the answer to this. What's your favorite line to collect right now? And why is it your favorite line?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it is Marvel Legends. Considering the fact that that's majority of my collection. And it's Marvel. For me, Marvel was a huge part of my childhood. Starting with the comics, which I still do buy comics every so often. Mostly X-Men comics, of course. And now I kind of I'm more geared towards like variant cover artists as well because I always love going to conventions and meeting the comic book artists and hanging around there. Uh, Collecting the Marvel cards when I was a kid, like a ton of them. I
Okay.
still have all of them, like a majority of all the sets going on. That helped me grow my knowledge of who these characters are. And then, of course, with Marvel Legends, it's just seeing these characters fleshed out in figure form that I never thought was possible because I was so used to the 5 point articulation type
Yeah.
figures. Like I never thought that, oh my God, they could articulate in so many different situations that you can make the figure do. Because in my head, even like I said, when I was as I was growing up and then collecting anime figures and things like that, anime figures are practically statues.
Yep.
I mean, McFarlane was still practically statue, and whatever figures he did have, it was just almost like 8 points of articulation through him.
Yeah,
um
not much.
so when I got my hands on that Rogue and several others, it's like, geez, look at this. The sculpt is still there, the paint is awesome, and I can articulate it to the best that I could. And
Mhm.
now how Marvel Legends has updated themselves, I'm loving the articulation that they have on the newer bodies, of course. Yes, I know there's a lot of reuse, but with any line, there's always reuse. You have to just understand that these are all business decisions that they make.
Yep.
And if you like the character that much, just try it and see if you like it. If you don't like it, fine. I know I don't like half of the stuff that Marvel Legends sometimes puts out because I know sometimes it's inaccurate. But where else am I going to get a figure like that, or a character
Yep.
that I
Yep.
liked? I don't think I can.
Well,
I
exactly.
mean,
Exactly. I just did a video on that the other day saying, if you're tired of Hasbro and all their crap and all this stuff's doing, what are your alternatives? Honestly, there's not a lot.
yeah,
With the broad range of characters that they give you for Marvel, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, at that price point,
right,
what are your options? For
exactly.
like what do you say you would do if you decided one day that you've had enough of Hasbro, you've had enough of Marvel Legends to get your Marvel Legends fit or Marvel fix, where would you go?
That
What do you think you would do?
that is exactly the point, because I know anyone can hate on Marvel Legends for what it is, but option wise, because I'm all about X-Men, I have my X-Men, my Uncanny X-Men, my House of X, my X Factor, my X Force, my
Mhm,
Excalibur,
mhm.
hell, Alpha Flight, all the flippin' villains, Age of Apocalypse.
Right.
What other company that's going to give me all those other characters, C characters, D characters, E character, whatever, except for Wolverine and Cyclops and just the main
Exactly.
five or six?
Exactly.
There's,
Exactly.
I mean, and I'm sure, yeah, that those figures are probably better, like whether it be Mafex or Figure Arts, and I get that, but I can't flesh out an X Factor team or an X Force team to go
No.
along with the X-Men
No.
team that I have. So,
You're going to be stuck with like 50 Wolverines from every company. You're going to be stuck with, a couple of
right,
Magnetos here and there. And yeah, they look great, but also the point is too, like we said, price points five, six, seven times. So you're paying more for the same thing over and over. So
yep,
Hasbro really does have us by the balls. you know,
yeah,
they really do. If you think about it. So
mhm.
that's the unfortunate thing. But let me welcome a couple more guys. Ed, damn you, Ed, for getting me back into
Ed's
GI
here.
Joe.
Good job, Ed.
Dude, I got to tell you, Ed. I opened Stalker today. Holy shit. Awesome figure, man.
Yeah,
Stalker's one of my favorites in the entire line. Beautiful figure. T3, what's up, Carlos? Dude, I can't keep up with all these streams either. It's crazy. Everybody's all over the place tonight. So
T3.
good to have you in T3. And I think we welcomed everybody else. All right. So, what is your least favorite line to collect right now? What's a line that you're in that you're like, I'm just about this close to selling all this shit and being done with it completely?
That's a. Whew. Um, it'll vary because I love my wrestling figures, but I know I don't need them in a
Huge
way,
black hole.
right?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: the number one thing about figures to me is paint and sculpt before articulation. If your head sculpt is so photoreal, I'm gonna fall in love with it. And and
Absolutely.
the way
Absolutely.
Mattel does their figures for their characters, so to speak, their wrestlers,
Not so
I'm just
much.
like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, the photo reel on Mattel right now is great. They do a good job.
Yep. Mhm.
AEW, so. I mean, they do photo reel, but whoever paints that photo reel is not good,
Right.
unfortunately. But they
Right.
are good still. I could do away with wrestling figures, and there may be a time where I might let go of some of my Ben Presto statues for the anime figures statues that I do have, because they're very inexpensive. They're like $25, $30 each, and they're
That's a good deal.
beautiful. Anime statues, they're beautiful and they're so inexpensive, and you can have this awesome display of whatever anime show you like. Outside of those, if it would have to be figures, I don't know. I don't think I could, because they all vary in what I got going on. McFarlane, I'd probably say McFarlane, but the only reason why is because every time I buy McFarlane, it's because I bought it on clearance.
Right, which is
I,
easy to do.
I don't
McFarlane.
think I've ever paid. Well, no, I just did. Damn it, I paid full price on the Bane figure.
That one, that's not so bad because
It's not.
aftermarket on that one's really high, man. So I get that. I get
Is
that.
it really? Because I
Yeah,
was
it's
just
like
like,
70, $80 now. He's really getting
is it really?
well, he was, but he's starting to hit Target a lot more lately. So I think he's come back down.
Yeah,
But there
because
was
they're
a time he was
restocking.
80, $90. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like a case of three. It's two Necrons and one Bane.
Which makes no sense.
If you,
Makes no sense at all. Who the hell wants Necron over
yeah,
Bane?
either that or it's a Necron and a Bane, and some
Right.
Targets got two cases each.
Right.
And
The Bane's gone like that.
I found Bane once, and I was like, I don't need this because there's no reason for me to have it, and I left it.
I
And
just watched
then
that video too, and I heard you say that. I was like, all right, you need to go back in time and get Bane.
yeah, and then I come across it last week. I'm like, damn it,
Yep.
here it is. It's telling me I should get it, so I picked it up.
There you go. There you
But
go.
McFarlane, I would drop. I would definitely drop it just because I it's out of scale, out of everything else I had.
7-inch. Yep.
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 And
Yep.
it was all impulse buys because they were clearance, and I could build a figure based on the fact that I only paid like $10 or less for a figure.
Yeah.
And as much as I love the sculpts, he has amazing sculpts,
He
but
does.
if he could paint a little bit better, I would probably put it up there with among the better ones. So
Well, and they're one of the highest ones with QC issues too. I've had toe joints break right out of the package.
oh,
I've had issues with
I've never
them.
had any of them break.
Really?
I
Well,
just couldn't
that's good.
articulate
You're
them.
lucky. You're lucky.
I couldn't articulate them the way I want to because they can't
Very stiff.
stand for shit.
Well, no, they got the I've been on a horse for the last 20 years
Right.
syndrome. Yeah, yeah.
They
So
never did.
even with the Dark Knight trilogy, are you gonna go for those? The Bane. Have you seen those? The Bane,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
Joker.
yeah. No.
No. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'd rather go for just comic
Okay.
figures.
Cool.
And yeah, because they don't have flat feet, so I can't make them stand up for the hell of it.
Yeah.
As much as I could rip the circular stand that comes with it, I don't care.
I get it, man. I get it. It's tough. It's tough when you're in a bunch of collections. You're like, which one do I need to get rid of? It's tough. There's so much out there and everything else. Is there a line that you want to get into now that you've been thinking about?
If I were, I would get into Mafex or Mafex because the DC Hush stuff is awesome.
Yep, I've seen that stuff. Good stuff. Yep.
Their X-Men is awesome.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't. There's nothing to complain. The Spider-Man is awesome. Jeez.
Yep, it's one of the best ones out there. Star Wars
But-
is good. Star Wars is good.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I've
So
had a
I
couple.
was like, if I did, I would jump into that, but I would seriously have to remove certain items from my collection. And it would, because like I said before, my collection funds the collection. So
Right. Which is a
Yeah.
great way to do it. Absolutely. Let me catch up. We had somebody from Australia. Who was this? This is somebody I haven't seen before. All right. Darth Muzza from Australia. Dude, thanks for showing up. That's awesome.
What's up, man?
Fantastic. And then let's see. Matt About Toys. Matt, what's up, buddy? Good to have you here. Hopefully everything's going good with you. He had some water problems and he had to redo his entire room. So hopefully that's going good for you, man. And Ed says your room looks absolutely amazing.
Almost. I promised a collection video in the month of February. So right behind me is a whole new display. I don't know if you're aware of that. So I just got it in,
Nice.
and I've been driving myself insane on what to put in that display. And it helps because now I can open more stuff and put stuff up.
Sure.
But it's kind of like, crap, what do I do? And it's a complete mess. So I'm trying to rush putting stuff away and making the room look nice so that way I can do this collection video that everyone's been asking for.
Yeah, that's always like one of the most requested videos. Let me see your collection. Let me see your
Yeah.
collection. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
definitely.
because I I didn't do a collection video like you. I did a Marvel Legends collection video, and this was before I sold anything. So, and like I said, I keep all my boxes. So, as much as I had many opened on display, I laid out every wave that I had on my basement floor, and I did a Marvel Legends collection video. And I swear to God, that video racked up to like
Oh, they
16,000. I'm
always
like,
do.
holy Christ.
They always do.
And it
Yep.
was crazy. And what's funny is because the whole, when I just talked about everything that I got, people were amazed that I bought everything on clearance
Nice. Nice. Very cool. Very
because I
cool.
was late in the game.
Yeah.
Starting off with the Juggernaut wave, I was so late in the game that, Ross and all these other TJ Maxx and Ollie's were selling Legends for cheap. And I was like, I remember buying the whole Giant Man wave at Ross for like $5 each. Those are my favorites. I just find waves and just be like, hey, look what I found.
Right. Right. All right. Duffman's Dioramas. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining. And
Oh man,
Gilster, nice to have you,
Gilster.
buddy. Good to have you here. All right. So let's see here. Where am I at? Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect question. Okay. What is your grail item and do you think it's attainable?
I don't know if I have a Grail item anymore.
Okay.
I had at one point I had the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Deadpool and Wolverine
Mm-hmm.
because they were so difficult to find. I could
Yep.
never finish Juggernaut because I couldn't find Wolverine because Wolverine came with the head. And I'm like, this sucks. Like I waited almost 2 years to find Wolverine. And surprisingly, I found him at my local comic shop and he was only selling it for like $30 at that time. And at that time, I was like, holy crap, that's so cheap. So,
Yeah, that's like retail now.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, that is extremely cheap. And he also had the Deadpool, which just doesn't have a Build-A-Figure piece. And that was the Deadpool that came with all these accessories and like
Yep.
that huge bazooka with the boxing glove.
Boxing glove. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. Everybody was after that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I
Yeah.
never seen it before. And then he had it there too. I was like, oh my God, look at that. He's only selling for $30. I was like, those were huge grails of mine because I just couldn't find it for like years. If I were going to say grail, something that's not attainable at the moment because of price, that's one. And because I want to try to find it as in good condition as possible, is the old Toy Biz X-Force card of Deadpool.
Oh, nice.
And there's a reason for that. Because all of the retro cards that I've collected, and it's all up on this wall over here, I have them on the wall, but they have their counterpart Toy Biz figure right next to it. So I could see this was how it used to be in the old Toy Biz 5-point articulation. And here's the new Marvel Legends Hasbro version.
Right.
So I have at least 30 of them up there that shows the original Toy Biz and the new Hasbro version. So the only one I don't have is that Deadpool. And it sucks because people are trying to sell it for like 70 to $100 and the card looks like hell. And I'm like, I can't do that.
How much does it run for a mint card? Do you have any idea?
Around the same price.
Same price. Oh,
I'd
okay.
probably say it's around the same price. There's a part of me is like, I don't want to spend that much money on an old figure like that.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I know I can, but I was like, no, I could do something better and spend the money on this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and the thing is too, like you were saying, that thing looks like it's just been shrunk down. It's like there was a guy in a suit and they shrunk it down. Amazing figure. And the light. Will you show that again? Because there
Yeah,
wasn't a
sure.
lot of guys on before. Art showed this before, right as we started. So I want you guys to see it. Mr. Knight. And
So
what
this is
company was that?
Huh?
What company was that?
It's just Aton Customs. he was doing a pre-order, and he used some kind of weird sorcery with a magnet and a battery. But this is the magnet he provided in this bag, and if you just touch the magnet,
That's amazing.
you turn on. There's no switch; it just turns on like so.
So cool. I've never
Yeah,
seen that in an action figure where a magnet would actually activate a light. Very,
yeah.
very cool.
And I'm
Very
just
cool.
like, I'm all like trying to pose them in different. Ugh, it's unbelievable
Yeah. Like I said, it's amazing you get the articulation with soft goods
with
like
soft
you
goods,
would
right?
with something that'd be sculpted. Just amazing. Great figure. Great
It's
figure for
it's
sure.
amazing.
Yep. Payne's Toy Samples. Wake, what's up, buddy? Good to have you here. And let's see. Ed says it looks amazing. As usual, guys, if you have any questions for Art as I'm going along, please put them in the chat. I'll get to them. All right, so I'm going to get you into YouTube a little bit more here. What are your three favorite YouTubers right now? They don't have to be toy hunters; they can be anything. And why are they your favorite YouTubers right now?
Three. Who do I
Yeah,
watch
not even
a
three.
lot?
It could be two, one, whatever you want to do.
Um, I will always watch the Foosh Robo.
Definitely.
Um, I got to hang out with him for the whole weekend at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim last year because he was working at uh, the once Dorkside Toys.
Not
um,
anymore,
Not
right?
anymore, but I was working at Star Wars Celebration. I was actually at the photo ops table, so I got to meet quite a bit of people. That I was amazed to actually meet some of these celebrities while working there. But I always went up to Robo, made sure, and just checked on him, see how he was doing. But it was cool, and Robo's also an awesome guy. But I've always watched the Foosh even before I met him, so I love his videos. I love his comedy, I guess I will call it.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
the Who else? If I would say toy hunter, if I was who I enjoyed, disavowed action figures, because he is now my friend because he lives right near me. He lives like an hour away from me,
Okay.
which is funny because how we met each other as well. But he always has some great content, and it drives me insane because he has awesome toy hunting content, and his stores are only an hour away from me. I'm like, God damn it! If I only drive an hour away, I'd probably have the
Yeah.
same content
Same
that he
luck.
does. Yeah.
Same concept. Right. Right. Right.
Um, and as a toy reviewer, I mean, I know Robo is, but I still watch a lot of Shartimus just because I think I'm just so used to the way he does his whole presentation.
Mhm.
And I do value his opinion on Marvel Legends because I mean, look at it. He's all about Marvel Legends, so I can relate to that. Um, same thing with X Manny 87.
Mm,
I appreciate his toughness on the Marvel team and the Marvel Legends. So
gotta be.
I will always go to those guys to get my reviews on Marvel Legends.
Definitely. I'm totally with you on all three, but definitely the Foosh. Foosh
Yeah.
is awesome. Robo. So he's as cool in person as he is on the videos, huh?
Oh, he's shy. He's shy. So
Really? Hey, you
yeah.
don't
Oh
act
no.
shy on his videos.
It's so funny because I told him, I'm like, hey, like your persona on YouTube is so different.
Right. I would think
from
he'd be the life of the party, honestly. He'd be the one,
No, no, he's extremely shy.
Oh,
So
nice.
until you get to know him more, that's when he kind of opens up and has more of that banter that you're used
Right.
to. It's
Right.
just funny when I first met him, I was like he even said it himself. He's like, I'm a completely different person. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that.
That's crazy, man, because he's so witty and he's so quick and he comes up with little jokes and he's got Gus and man, he's just
Yep,
you just kind of think he'd be the life of the party kind of guy, but
yep. No,
there
he
you
is.
go.
He is, but
There you
he's
go.
shy.
Very cool. All right. So LeBron's got a question for you. If I can get my mouse to work, I'll ask it. Favorite Spider-Man actor?
Ooh. Are we talking Spider-Man? Well, I'll just say it myself.
Let's say MCU.
MC. Oh, regardless, I would. I'm still gonna go for Tom Holland at the moment.
Okay.
I loved Tobey Maguire from back then, but I only look at him as a Peter Parker than a Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Um, for all well-rounded, both Peter and Spider-Man, I'm going for Tom Holland. I loved Andrew Garfield. I just I wish they had done more better stuff on his versions of the movies than anything else.
Yeah, that was definitely lacking. Yeah, it seems like
Yep.
Maguire and Tom Holland got a better movies, better
Yes.
scripts, better stories. Yep,
Sure.
better
Mhm.
bad guys. you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so definitely, yeah. Okay, the PGM show must be a guy you know because I don't know this guy. So happy to have you here. And then let's see. So LeBron says, "Mine's Andrews Spider, but I didn't like him as Peter." So kind of what you were saying, where
Oh yeah.
you know, yep.
Andrew was great as Spider-Man.
Hmm.
I loved it. I remember when I first saw the Amazing Spider-Man, I was like, "This is awesome!" Like I loved that movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
It's not
yep,
one of the best Spider-Man movies, but for what they did as like a alternate type of Spider-Man movie, I was like, "This is really cool."
yeah. What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
Uh, Probably Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Yep. I can agree with
Yep.
that. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
PGM show is from New Zealand. Wow, we got Australia, we got New Zealand.
Wow.
This is awesome, man. We got
What's
a
up,
lot of new
PGM show?
people in the chat. Very cool, man. I like it. Okay, so basic question that just came in my head. Favorite MCU movie? There's a lot to pick from.
Right? Uh I'm gonna toss it up between Endgame and Winter Soldier.
Okay. A Winter Soldier's almost on everybody's list.
Yeah,
Yep.
well,
Yep. Great movie.
unbelievable movie.
Great movie.
Yep.
Definitely. Definitely. Um, what hobbies do you have besides action figure collecting? If you want to share, you don't have to, but if you want to,
Hobbies?
yeah.
Uh if if I have the time for it, which I have to make the time because I want to. I'm trying to really dive into it more before because the past several years it was on and off. I'm doing a lot more with my uh, accessories where I'm building like explosion effects and flame effects
Oh,
and fire effects
nice.
and things like that. So if you check out my Instagram, if you see any pictures with fire in the background, it's because I've physically made those effects and they're light up effects also. Um, Dioramas because I do build some dioramas. I actually have a commission that I'm hoping to send out by the end of the month. This one, for
Nice.
example,
Very
I was
cool.
building this for somebody, and I love doing that kind of stuff as a hobby. I I'm I can draw, but I haven't drawn in a very long time, so I don't know where that talent has gone to. And like this is another example. Like I built, Eliath from the Loki Disney Plus show. I don't know if you
Mm,
watched it, but
I didn't, but I know who you're talking about.
Eliath is that purple smoke monster that
Yep.
yeah. So I built my own,
Oh, nice. Very
right?
nice.
And
Does it light up?
it does light up.
Nice.
It lights up crazily, but I don't even know if you're going to see it because of the light already. So that's my Eliath, and I had some cool pictures of that on Instagram as well. Um, but things like that I'm excited about because I love making those types of things that is kind of like out of the box. Like I don't have a resin printer or a 3D printer or anything like that. I like to just make stuff with my hands, and making those flame effects and stuff like that is a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, very cool. I actually didn't know that. I watched one of your videos the other day, where you were at Dollar Tree and you were getting those little tiny glass containers for like the
Yeah.
background for like if you're gonna do like wizardry or whatever you're gonna do. So yeah, I
Mhm.
kind of knew you dabbled in that, but I didn't know. Man, that's good stuff. Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. It's so much
Awesome.
fun.
Definitely. All right, so let's see. So PGM show says, yeah, I agree. Everyone, Tom Holland. Anyone remember Nicholas Hammond? I don't know Nicholas Hammond.
I probably don't know the name, but I can only assume is the what the 70s actor, maybe.
Possibly. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure, man. Not sure at all. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. So when you do a video, done editing, put it on YouTube, do you ever rewatch it? And if you do you ever have critiques for yourself and do you learn it, use it kind of as a learning experience? Like, oh, I gotta get this shot better. I gotta speak louder in this spot or anything like that. Do you critique your videos or you just it's on YouTube, it's on, I don't care.
All the time.
All the time.
All the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I'll play back just so I could see how it looks on the internet, first of all, because
yep.
what if it's choppy or like when I um made the video, if something happened to it and I didn't realize it and I uploaded a crappy version of it and I'm like, oh geez, everyone's watching this shitty version. Um and then I had to redo it. But yeah, I'm always gonna critique myself because it helps me with my vocabulary to stay away from certain words that I just constantly heard myself say over and over again.
Mhm.
Like, you got to stop saying a lot or like a lot. I'm always just like, I say, okay, why did he, how many times have I said awesome or amazing or this is
Right.
incredible? I'm like, okay. It's things like that that just helps me, that in my mind, that's going to help me make a better video and articulate myself more when I speak. Because that's, I think, what I critique myself on more is when I speak.
Yeah, and no, I'm with you. I do the same thing. I'm like, what did I mess up? Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed this. I noticed this on a video that I put up the other day. YouTube has a weird way of once you put it up, you'll get like this weird skip in there every once in a while. Have you noticed that? I noticed that in my video today actually. I got this weird skip and it's like you watch it 3 or 4 times and it looks good and then you put it on and it's on YouTube and all of a sudden you got this weird little thing, this weird little blip that comes in. Have you noticed that with your
Is
videos?
the No, but
Oh,
is
well,
that
that's good.
blip in the same spot over and over again?
No, no, it kinda goes all over the place. It could be my editor or something, but,
Okay.
yeah, I've noticed that before. Maybe it's just me, but, you know, who knows really? So, so you take that as a learning lesson. What else was I gonna ask you? I think that was it. Okay. Let's get back to the chat here real quick. So let's see. Yes, we do, Ed. We still fresh. Let me know when you want to get together. Okay, these guys are just talking to each other. So, all right, man. Well, that really, to be honestly, is all the questions I got for you. If you guys have anything in the chat, just as I let Art plug himself, please go ahead and throw those questions in. Art, thank you very much for coming down. Go ahead and take some time, plug your stuff, tell us where we can find you. Any cool things that you
Ooh.
might have on the horizon for us, and just kind of plug yourself, man.
Yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's always good to see newer YouTube handles that I've never seen before. So it's really cool. You guys can find me at ArtG on YouTube. Uh, if you just put the search in ArtG, I'll be the first one to pop
You're the
up.
first one.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
the first one to pop up.
You are the first one.
Um, you can find me on Instagram under artg_collection, which you can find links on my ArtG YouTube page as well. And that is where I normally will post photos and a lot of toy photography of the stuff that I bought, or as well as the stuff that I've made. Because it's so much fun now doing this toy photography thing. It's so much fun. My wife makes fun of me because she says, why does this look so good and you can't even take a picture of our kids that well? Well, the lighting's all wrong. I don't know
Right,
what
you
you're
gotta get
talking
the
about.
lighting right.
Yeah. um the I do have a TikTok, but that's just me like copying pasting anything I did on Instagram
Yeah, yep.
and putting it on there just to kind of just have that flow on there. but yeah, that's really all the handles that I do. Yeah, I do a lot of reviews now. I do more so my toy hunts because I'm more. Everyone keeps telling me I'm more known for clearance toy hunting because
Mm.
I will find so much clearance, and I have a new store in my neighborhood called the Half Off Store, and they just get all the salvaged items from Walmart and Target, and I just find all kinds of crazy stuff there. So
I watched that video today. You found brand new stuff. You
yeah, that
found
was the
it. You
crazy.
found a Splinter. You found the last Ronin, which I see in your background right now for $20. That's
Yeah,
amazing, man. I couldn't
20 bucks
believe all the crap you were finding
slash for
there.
20 bucks. Oh my freaking god.
Yeah, you found. Yeah, I
Uh,
was yelling at my phone saying, "Art, you got to give me a slash for $20." It's
oh my god.
insane. I know
Here's the
right
problem.
away. I googled to see if I got one in my area, and the first one it says is yours in Pennsylvania, and I was like, "Damn it!"
Yep. I
Uh,
I don't mind picking up anything for anybody. The problem with the
it's
half off store
awesome,
is
man.
if I'm there and I message everyone, I was like, you need to get back to me real quick because I can't just buy it and return. They don't do
Right.
returns here. It's
Oh,
kind of like
okay. Okay.
because it's there. It's like the last call. This is
Yeah.
a store where it's just like we don't want this stuff anymore. We bought it just to sell it at a discounted price so we can make money. I don't want you ever to return it back. So I was like, I understand your business practice. It's like it's one and done. I'll take it. But so whenever I contact others, it's kind of like they don't get back to me. I'm like, well, I can't.
Right. You can't.
What
You
do you want
can't
me to
take it
do?
back. Yeah. You don't want like 30 slashes because people
Right.
message.
Yeah. And there was like I think it was the same video. There was like what, 8 gargoyle
Yeah.
Hudsons
Yeah. You
for,
had yeah. It was a bunch of Hudsons, and they
for
were like all in
23
mint
bucks.
too. Yeah. It
And
was
I'm like,
amazing.
what the hell happened here?
And that's a
And I know
brand
where
new
they're all
figure that
from.
people can't find.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I know. That's
Crazy.
that's why I was like, I feel bad because there's 2 stores of these in the United States, one in Ohio and this one, and I'm just like,
Oh,
well, I'll do my best. I'll see
yeah.
what I can do for anyone, but
Awesome store. Awesome
it's
store.
it's crazy. Uh, but yeah, those that if anyone wants to reach me, I'm very easily obtainable in Instagram. So you want to talk to me, go right ahead and do so. You can leave comments in my videos too. I'll definitely I've been trying to respond to every comment in my videos. So there's never a moment where I'm just like, okay, I
Right.
can easily
No,
do
I
things.
think that's important, man. I always really respect YouTubers. I try to do that myself. I always respect YouTubers that take the time to respond. Man Cave Collectibles, he's really known for that. He responds to and he gets hundreds of comments. So, man,
Yeah.
kudos to you for that. That's hard to keep up with, but man, I definitely salute you for that. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. A couple of guys rolled in as you were talking. Let me welcome them as we're leaving. Uh, Blue Sasquatch, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. JMC, Joe, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you. I guess his show with Colin's done. So, guys, if you don't get a chance, if you do get a chance, check out What That F and Figures. Those guys, they're killing it. They're doing lives left and right. Usually it's on Sunday mornings, but they've been popping up a Tuesday and Wednesday shows. So go check out Colin and Joe on Will That F and Figures. Great show. Awesome guests, big time guests. So very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, Ed, thank you for that. Yukon, you're awesome. I dig these Yakin. Yukon's great guest. I agree. Great guest. Thank you so much for coming, Art. Really appreciate it, man. All you guys in the chat, thanks for coming. A couple little notes for you guys. This Sunday, Gary's Grails is my guest. So we will have Gary on. That is going to be a roller coaster. I'm looking forward to that. And then the week after, we have Hey Archer back on. So good guess. I've got guests all the way through the end of April, guys. So we're going to keep on rolling. So very happy about that. Art, thanks again.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it. You guys
Thank
in the
you.
chat. You guys have a good night. Go watch The High Ground and watch Overgrown Third Graders podcast too. You guys have a good one. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Thanks, guys.